Okay, welcome in, one and all. I'm now going to continue my 32 and 32 with the Nashville Predators. And just like I would do with all the teams, I like to display their home jersey and the reverse retro. And I'm not that big on this one. I know it's a throwback to like their mid 2000s, early 2010s alternate jersey with the 3D logo of the cat. But yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. Whereas the reverse retro from 2021 actually has like a reverse retro. It has the gray on the top, the yellow or gold, and then on the actual jersey itself. So that I could kind of dig, but yeah, I'm not as crazy about this one. Like I said, I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. I don't know. I wish could go into more depth, but yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. Anyways, no point rambling on about the jersey. So last year, Nashville finished with 42 wins, 32 regulation losses, and 8 overtime/shootout losses for 92 points, narrowly missing out on the postseason. They finished 10th in the Western Conference, just two positions obviously behind Winnipeg for that last wild card spot. Last time they made the playoffs was in 2022, and it's very scarce for this team to miss the playoffs. I think prior to this past season, the last time they missed the playoffs was like 2015, and they've been consistent year in and year out to get into the postseason. So what we'll do now is take a look at a few key signings for the Nashville Predators in this offseason. So they have signed Luke Shen. Last year he split time between the Vancouver Canucks and the Toronto Maple Leafs. He has signed on a 3-year contract. They brought oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have a hard time with this one. And I really shouldn't. Gustav Nyquist. He split last year with Columbus and the Minnesota Wild, and then there were a few other signings as well. I just have to load up my phone. Just bear with me here. Where are we? And yeah, a couple other signings. So they have signed Dennis Gurianov to a 1-year contract. Last year he split time between the Dallas Stars and the Montreal Canadiens. And then probably the biggest splash of the offseason was signing Ryan O'Reilly, and they signed him for 4 years. So they have a lot of depth signing, and I'm sure it'll help this team moving forward. So I'll take a look at the roster from last year, and as always, I'll go over who they have re-signed, who has yet to re-sign, or who has signed elsewhere. So I'm just going to scroll down. Take it to the Nashville Predators. Take a look at their goaltending situation. Just got to straighten this out. So hold on. See if I can get this to go back. So UC Saros is their franchise goaltender. He still has 3 more years left to go on his contract. Kevin Lankinen. His contract did expire this past season, but he has signed a 1-year, $2 million. So that should be your goaltending tandem for the 2023-2024 campaign. And then we'll take a look at their roster from A to Z. So Igor Afanasyev, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, still has 2 more years left to go on his contract. And I'm just going to take a look and see. Where am I? Oh, I think I want to scroll down. Asplund. Where is he? So Rasmus Asplund has signed with the Florida Panthers. Tyson Berry's was traded last year for Ekholm. He still has 1 year left to go on his contract. Mark Borowetsky has retired from the NHL. Alexander Carrier, he has re-signed with the Nashville Predators. Matt Duchene still had 3 more years left to go on his contract, but the Predators actually bought out his contract. He has now left and signed with the Dallas Stars. Luke Evangelista has 2 more years left to go on his contract. Dante Fabro, his contract did expire, but he has signed a 1-year, $2.5 million extension, so he'll be with the team for at least this upcoming season. And I want to say Cal Foote was traded last year from the Tampa Bay Lightning to the Predators. I figured that if they traded for this defenseman, they would have wanted to sign him long term, but he has actually signed with the New Jersey Devils. So I was a little shocked about that, considering they gave up, I believe it was Travis Giannotti, and traded him for Cal Foote. So it's interesting. I thought that, like I said, a young defenseman that they probably would have wanted to get this kid signed long term, but evidently it was not meant to be. Philip Forsberg, the face of the franchise, between him and Yossi, have 7 years left to go on his contract. Cody Glass has re-signed on a 2-year contract. Jordan Gross had his contract did expire this past season, but he has signed an extension for this year, 1 year at $765,000. Mark Janikowski's contract did expire, but as you can see on the screen, he has re-signed for 1 more year. Ryan Johansson, his contract was bought out. His contract was traded to the Nashville Predators in the off. Sorry, oh my goodness, he was traded to the Colorado Avalanche in the offseason. So him and Duchesne, the two number one centers or number two centers, have been either been bought out or traded to another team. Roman Josi, the captain of this team, has 5 more years left to go on his contract. Jeremy Lawson has 3 more years left to go on his deal. Jake Livingstone, just going to take a look and see. There's no news on Jake Livingstone, so he's one of those question marks. He could have re-signed, but there's nothing here. Ryan McDonough has 3 more years left to go on his contract. Thomas Novak, his contract did expire, but he has re-signed for 1 more year at $800,000. Juuso Parssinen, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, has 1 more year left to go on his contract. Kiefer Sherwood's contract did expire this past season, but he has re-signed on a 1 year, $775,000 contract. Colton Sissons has 3 more years left to go on his deal. Cole Smith's contract did expire this past season, but he has returned for 1 more year at $775,000. And Philip Tomasino has 1 more left to go on his rookie contract. And Yakov Trenin has 1 more left to go on his deal. So a lot of new faces and a lot of players that have obviously gone elsewhere. So now I will make my prediction for this team moving forward. Just make sure I got my tablet straight. Okay, so I got the teams back on the screen. So coming into the 2023-2024 campaign, there should be high hopes for this Nashville Predators team. I believe they should get back into the postseason. I'd be very shocked if they missed it 2 seasons in a row, and considering they brought in the depth on the forward and the defensive group, I just really think that this team should make at least a wild card appearance if they aren't able to bump Minnesota out of that 3rd spot in the top 3 of that Central Division. So, I'd be very shocked if they missed 2 seasons in a row. It's very scarce for them to miss the postseason 2 seasons in a row. As I said at the very start of the video, prior to missing the playoffs last year, the last time they missed it was in 2015. So that was a good 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 7-year stretch where they were consistently making the playoffs. So, yeah, I believe they should bounce back. And obviously health-wise, as long as everyone can stay healthy and can stay consistent, that, this team should most likely make an appearance in the 2024 playoffs. Like I do in every video, thank you all for tuning in. And if, you know what, I'll just start saying it. If you happen to like the video and you want more content, hit that subscribe button. It would help out a ton with this channel. And as always, take care.